Welcome to Mailware Multi Channel Manager. This section covers setup of various items that you'll use in the system. You can find these under the Setup tab on the main menu. We'll cover the primary ones that are used, but you can find out about any of them under the Setup Wizard, which will walk you through the setup of all of these when you use the demo or the program. We'll begin with Add Source Keys. You can create add source keys for any type of ad that you might have. A print ad, a space ad on the web, a promo code, a catalog code, etc. Enter a unique source key and then a description if you like, the type of ad. You can associate with a catalog in your database, a publication if it's relevant, the date range. And importantly, you want to put in the costs associated with the ad. These are total costs. Mailware uses these costs to let you know if your ads are making or losing money, including an original source key, which assigned to a customer can let you know if you found a buying customer. Once you've created a source key, you can also create discounts associated with it. Discounts are stackable, so you can have more than one. For instance, you can offer a free gift or a discount or a % discount. In case of a free gift, it can be anything out of your inventory. And you can specify qualifications if you like, whether they need to have a minimum order dollar amount or minimum quantity of items ordered or a date range for the sale, or you can even have the first certain number of orders only receive this item. After you've created this and maybe another one like a discount, which is simply a % discount and creates a line item called discount to show that on the order so they'll see it, you can then apply that source key to an order and it will automatically apply the free gift and the % discount if the qualifications are met. You can also have it apply a ship charge and put in a message and even a custom message if you like when you create the order. Finally, on source keys, if you like, you can have an item automatically added to the order with a special price if you wish. So in this case, we're giving away a special assembly kit at retail price, but we're offering it at $25, so it'll appear automatically. You can also enter sales tax in Mailware. Sales tax can be as simple as at the country level, the state level, or all the way down to the zip code level. Depends on how many of these fields that you populate. So in this case, the whole state of Florida will be charged 6.5%. If I had specified either a zip code or a zip code prefix, then only that the shipping addresses that fall within that prefix would be charged. So I believe that Florida has a 321 as a prefix frequently, and that means only the 321 prefixes we get 6.5. This would allow you to create multiple sales taxes for the same state, which is common in some states like Colorado, California, New York, etc. You can also specify whether or not tax is charged on shipping. This is used to apply to phone orders where tax needs to be calculated, not imported orders which usually come down with the tax pre-calculated. Mailware has a full security system. Here you can set up as many users as you like. For the users, you can specify not only detailed information about them, but you can specify that they're inactive at some date. And the inactive date would simply lock them out of the system. So if you have an employee leave or something, you'll still be able to keep track of what they did in the past, but they won't be able to log in again. In addition, you can restrict any user to access only their own orders and customers. Or you can assign groups to them and they can only access within their group. And finally, it can be specific invoice reports that are assigned to them, which we'll cover in another tutorial, but it's for printing invoices for specific groups, if you have multiple companies, etc. Once you've set up a user, you can also specify which screens in Mailware they have access to. This could be read-only, full access, or none at all. For an order operator, you typically only need to have access to the order screen. Giving them full access to the other screen will allow them to enter orders, create customers, and view product information, and nothing else. However, you can see the list of screens that are available here, and actions that are available here as well. And these are all covered in various tutorials in Mailware, so you can see what each of these does. In addition, there's some miscellaneous things, like whether they can access reports and preferences. Locking these down allows you to put even more details at the preferences level, which we'll visit in just a moment. Once you've created all your operators and saved them, you can then click the Activate button. You'll need a system administrator first, and the next time you start Mailware, it will prompt you for your operator ID and your password. You'll then only have access to the features that you were given. I mentioned preferences a moment ago. At the preference level, you can do some more detailed types of lockdowns, and by locking them out of preferences, they won't be able to change these, like whether they can change a credit card number after it's been entered, or edit an operator number, or change an operator assigned to an order, etc. So you'll find a lot of different preferences that you can set for the security level. Mailware comes with the full zip code database. So when you enter a zip code into Mailware, it will automatically populate the city and the state for you. This happens at the customer and at the order level. We keep track of all your suppliers. These are people that provide your products, their contact information, email, etc. We'll keep track of all the products that they sell to you and keep, and any purchase orders that you have with them. The shipping system allows you to set up as many shipping methods as you like. For each one of those, you can specify the name, so you can have a shipping overnight international, shipping overnight domestic, residential, commercial, etc. You can also specify the carrier and, where appropriate, the service, so that we can pass that information on to the appropriate product. So in the case of UPS, this may say ground or overnight, and that's so we can talk to those packages like UPS World Ship. Then you can specify, if you like, this is for phone orders, charges that would be applied when you enter the order. It can be flat charges, like a per order, per item, per pound, etc. A minimum, maximum charge, whether you charge COD, you can charge a % of the order. You can do it by order total, from $1 to $10, charge this amount, from $11 to $20, charge this amount, etc. Or by weight, from 1 to 2 pounds, charge this amount, 3 to 4 pounds, charge that. Or we can load up your rates and zones from your provider and either make your cost and your charge to your customer the same, or this charge can be padded. Because these are stackable, you usually want to leave these the same, and then if you want to add on surcharges, etc., you would do that in the flat charges area. Once you've created these, and many different combinations of shipping charges can be created this way, then when you select that ship method at order entry, it'll automatically calculate the shipping for you. The subproducts feature is covered in another tutorial, but this is used for creating multiple size, colors, etc. It's an unlimited number of options per product. That's very useful for the clothing industry and any other industry where you have a lot of options. The preferences we saw already a moment ago. There's many preferences that you can select. You put in your company information. There's many orders, selections you can do. This is the customer equation for alternate number. This is something to peruse, and also includes our channel setup, which is covered in the Multi Channel Manager tutorial. That covers the setup section of Mailware Multi Channel Manager.